As we mentioned, we've had a little bit of news crossing the wires moments ago as everybody's watching very closely the Supreme Court discussions over the issue of same-sex marriage. It has the potential to be an explosive decision. And moments ago, this is the little tidbit that we got. It's very tough to read into these tea leaves, as you know. But Justice Anthony Kennedy, who is often, thought to be a swing vote in many of these issues, said this. He said, quote, the definition of marriage has been the same for millennia. Quote, it is very difficult for the court to say that we know better. So let's bring in our guests. Heather Hansen, a trial attorney, and Bob Bianchi, a trial attorney as well, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor. Welcome to both of you. We're going to also talk about the Freddie Gray case, but we wanted to get your thoughts on this breaking news first. Heather, what's the significance, do you think, of that comment?
If they're going to find that gay marriage is the bans are unconstitutional, it's going to be one of two ways. It's either going to be under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment to say that marriage is a right and therefore you can't take it away, or it's going to be under equal protection to say that the homosexuals, gays, lesbians are entitled to the same rights as heterosexuals. That goes to whether or not marriage is a right. That's going to be very difficult for these justices to say, because if they say overall, broadly, marriage is a right, where does that end? How old do you have to be to have that right? Do you have the right to have many wives? Do you have the right to have many husbands? So I think that question goes to those concerns.
Interesting. Bob, what do you think? What do you read into Justice Kennedy's comment?
I think after arguing many times before an appellate division in the Supreme Court, you got to be very careful with the way a judge asks a question.
Right.
Sometimes they ask the question that may be the opposite of what they're thinking, just to see what the response is going to be so that they can pin that down in their opinion. So I really don't take anything by the way the question is asked, although he makes a good point as to why it is, after all this time, we need to redefine something that has been defined for so many millenniums.
Yeah, there has to be a compelling reason to do that, and supporters of same-sex marriage would say that there absolutely is. So we'll see. Thank you very much, you guys, for weighing in on that breaking news.